Ladies and friends, you are welcome today for today's section of my MS Projects and Primavera Masterclass. We are going to look at how we can create a WBS in the Microsoft project. It's a practical lesson 2 for today. Now, before we move on, the first thing that we are going to do is to search for projects. So we move to our Windows button, then we search for projects from the Windows button. So this is our project. Open it. Since we are going to work on a new project, we need to select a blank project. So now this is the Microsoft project interface. Now, from our previous studies, we learned that the WBS is when you have a project and that project has been divided into various sections. For instance, if you are building a house, you have the foundation aspect, the interior works, and then the exterior works. These are the work breakdown structure of the house. However, each of these work breakdown structure has activities that we are going to perform under each. So when you look at the foundation works comes with various activities under it. When you take the exterior works, for instance, or into consideration, the exterior works has also gotten a set of activities under it, and then the interior works as well has also gotten its own activities under it. But today, our main focus is to look at how do we create these activities and the work breakdown structure, which is the WBS, in the Microsoft project. Now let's start. Okay, so now we have this session. This is our input session. We have the name or the task name, the duration. The duration is basically it talks about the project duration or the activity duration, the start of it and then the end of it. How many days are you going to spend before you complete that activities? So when you shadow that duration, it will automatically give you a graph which we call the Gantt chart. We shall look at all these things as we progress in this class. The predecessors and then the successors, we shall look at it in our subsequent lessons. Resources name will be taken into account as we move on. Now, the add new column is when we want to add a name or a section as part of our interface. So we shall also look at how to add any of these to the working space of the project, the Microsoft project. Now let's start. How do we create our WBS? Now, the quick way to create your WBS is, first of all, you highlight the cell to make that section active. Now this is our active cell. So the next thing is that we are going to click on the summary section. So let me go back. You select your active cell, then you come to a summary. Now, within the summary, this is where we are going to put in, or this is where we are going to place our WBS. So our first WBS is our foundation works. The foundation works. As I told you, under each of these foundation works, we are going to have various activities. So let's say under the foundation works, we have activity A, we have activity B here, and then you have activity C. Now we are going to create another WBS. So you select our cell and then you come to the summary. Our WBS will be exterior works. Exterior works. Under this exterior works too, we are going to have various activities. Let's say activity D and activity E. Activity E. Activity E. Activity E. Okay. Now, the last WBS that we are going to create is our interior work. So, summary, click on the summary task, and then you come to type in our WBS, which is the interior works. Under the interior works too, there will be various activities that we will perform under this interior works. So let's say we have activity F, activity F, and then let's say activity H. Very good. Now look at this. Now let me put the cursor here. This is telling me that, or it is telling us that this activity has not been scheduled. It means that we've not specified the number of days, which is the duration that we are going to use to complete this activity. Even when we have it, this has to change from the manual schedule to auto schedule. Now, let's assume that for our first activity, we are going to use 3 days to complete it. Our second activity, we are going to use 2 days, and then our last activity, let's say we will be spending like another 4 days to finish it. Let's come here. Activity D, we spend like 5 days to complete it. Activity E, we spend like 6 days to complete it. Now activity F will be like 3 days again to finish it, and then activity H will be like 2 days to complete it. Now when you look at this side, you could see that the bar here, or there's an extension, a bar extension, indicating the duration or the period at which you are going to start the project and the finishing date of the project. Now, all these tasks or all these activities are in a manual schedule mode. They are all in a manual schedule mode. So we are going to change them from manual schedule mode to an auto schedule mode. So we click on it, and then we drag our cursor down to highlight all these, and then you click on auto schedule. The moment we select the auto, or the moment we click on the auto schedule, here we can say that within the foundation works, we are going to spend 6 days to complete or to finish our foundation works, and it will start from February 8th, which is 8 o'clock a.m. to February 15th, 5 o'clock p.m. When it comes to our exterior works, it will start from the same date and it will end in the 15th, which is also another 6 days. When it comes to the interior works, it will have 3 days to complete it. Now, because of the nature of our schedule, the days or the schedule is taking all the activities or their starting date as being the same. That is why we could see that they are all starting from February 8th. Some of as we move on, we are going to look at how we can schedule each activity by bringing in what you call the lag. So keep this in mind that we are going to introduce a technique that we can use to link all the activities together. Maybe if a project is ending on the 9th February, the next project will start on the 10th. We are going to look at all these techniques as we move forward. So today is just I'm just to introduce you to how we can create the WBS and then the activities. So the foundation works, the exterior works, and then the interior works are they are the WBS, and the ABC are the activities under the WBS foundation works, as well as the DE they are also the activities under the exterior works, and finally the F and G are also the activities under the WBS exterior works. Now let's look at something. We are going to search for an activity within this add new column. So just click on this and then we type WBS. Now this is where the WBS is. So you just click on WBS. Now we can see that from here the first WBS, which is the foundation works, has a number 1. Now since all the A, B up to C are activities under the WBS where foundation works with the number 1, the sub activities will start from 1.1, 1.2, and then 1.3. Now let's come to the WBS exterior works. The exterior works has a number 1.4. So it means that all the activities beneath it will take the 1.4, including their own number, starting from the first number. So when you take the D, for instance, the D will start from 1.4.1 because it is the first activity under the WBS exterior works with the number 1.4. Now the second activity will be 1.4.2. Do you get it? 1.4.2. Now let's come to the third WBS. The third WBS is interior works, and it has the number 1.4.3. So any activity beneath the WBS interior works will first of all take this number, including the number if it is the first activity, it will first of all take this one before its own number. So now when we come to the activity F, it will take the number 1.4.3.1, and then the final activity, which is H, would take the 1.4.3.2. Now we are going to make it so simple. So here we just have to highlight it and then we click the mouse and we drag it just after the task name, so that to be very attractive, or to be very nice looking. So now we have this as our WBS, and they are being matched to their various task names. So one is for foundation works, our WBS first one, the foundation works with the various activities beneath it, and our second WBS is exterior works with the various activities beneath it, which is the D and E. And our last WBS is the exterior works with the F and H activities beneath it. Today I'm not going to talk about the Gantt chart, the predecessors, resources name, and other things. We are going to look at it one after the other. How to schedule, how to draw, how to link the activities, and so on and so forth. So keep on practicing the WBS for the first time. If you are a first time learner of the Microsoft project, today try your hands on the creation of the WBS in the Microsoft project, and as we move along, or as we progress, you learn a lot of things that will seriously take you far. So this is how we create WBS, or web breakdown structure and activities in the Microsoft project. Stay tuned and then subscribe to the channel, and share to your colleagues and friends who are willing to learn new skills, who are willing to add values to their knowledge in project management, so that we can all learn together. Stay safe wherever you are learning the masterclass from, and I wish you all the best, and keep tuned to more updates on our lessons. Thank you very much.